aren't gonna let the rain stop us from exploring and having fun on this 3-mile beach with only 2 other people.
I just drive the car. I don't know what I'm hoping to see. Something fun and exciting.
So, we packed up our 4Runner and fit everything together like a puzzle and drove many miles to the Oregon coast for our family of 4's adventure. And it did not disappoint. In fact, it exceeded our expectations. Join us in this video as we continue this epic trip from Cape Blanco in the southern coast to Newport in the central coast. Rain or shine, we venture out to do unfamiliar things and also things that are quite familiar. When the rain did come, we didn't let it keep us from having fun. We got on our rain pants and continued with our plans. Come along on our travels to the Oregon coast, where Oregon is magic. We are about to do something that I've always wanted to do, horseback riding. I've done it once before on a mule. I'm ready to do it on a horse. What are you feeling, David?
Scared.
What do you think?
It's cool.
You're on a horse.
Yeah. Okay guys, hi! We're gonna go over a few things quick before we head to the beach. You want to remember your horse's name at all times, okay? Because I will, and all the rest of the guides here will call you by their names. We can't remember humans' names in a day, but we're pretty good at hollering at the horses. All the way to the beach, there is nice green grass, and it's like you know, the kid walking through the candy store. You want to make sure you don't let him eat on the way out.
Riding horses on the beach in Oregon.
We did a 1-hour horseback ride with Bandon Beach riding stables, which we highly recommend. We rode on a trail for about 5 minutes before getting to beautiful Bandon Beach, where we rode for the rest of the time.
What do you think, David?
Good.
What's your horse's name?
Caesar salad.
Caesar Salad.
We turned around when we got closer to the rock formations, and the 1 hour was definitely not long enough, even for David's and Daniel's first time on a horse.
What do you think, Crystal?
Great, awesome, beautiful, fun.
To ride horses right on the beach. Boys each have their own horse. Daniel's got the biggest horse out here, I think. It's Sabrina. Hey, Sabrina.
Who you share it with? Yeah, now it's a moment, and a home is who you share it with. I believe.
Daniel, tell me what you think. What's your horse's name? Yeah, Texas. Is he a nice horse? Crystal's riding Derby up there. Find a snack on your way up.
Courage, being scared to death and saddling up anyway. That was David today.
I thought it was amazing.
I'm so glad, David. You were nervous.
Yeah.
I had
amazing.
so much fun with the fog and the rocks and the beautiful horses and their great guides at Bandon Beach riding stables. So I had Derby. Who did you have?
Caesar salad.
You had Caesar?
Yes.
And who did you have?
Texas.
And who did
And
you
I have Sabrina.
And what did you think of it,
It's a
Daniel?
lot of fun.
Nice.
Nice time on the beach.
Nice time.
Could have done some more, huh?
We just couldn't get enough of Bandon Beach, so we had to go back on foot, and the fog was really rolling in, and we even spotted some white sand dollars. Really, really foggy. Can barely see Daddy out yonder. We drove to nearby Coquille Point for lunch. We're gonna see if we can eat over here. Sandwich assembly line. We're making sandwiches. Well, actually Steve is, but I'll just say we. We're making sandwiches for 3 days. So we need 12 sandwiches for the next 3 days. Easy peanut butter and jelly. Cosmo the tufted puffin, made from trash that's washed ashore, that dedicated artists have used to make into a work of art. Isn't it amazing? What do you like on it that you think is unique?
There's a lighter on it. Yeah.
A lighter?
Yeah.
Wow. Hairbrushes, combs, shoes, rubber. Wonder what the eye is. Is it a piece of a light or something?
It looks like the bottom of a bottle. Yeah, a bottle. Bottom of a bottle.
In the town of Bandon, we visited the impressive, interesting, and informative Washed Ashore Gallery. Definitely worth a stop. We were given a very thorough tour of all the pieces in the gallery, and it was fun to get a sneak preview of the artwork when we saw the puffin at Coquille Point just beforehand. It was crazy to learn the decomposition rates for things like fishing line, 600 years, a styrofoam cup, 50 years, and a plastic bottle, 450 years.
So this is Tula the turtle. One last thing. This is what they call a ghost net. You see all sorts of sea life that get caught in it. What happens is the fishermen will, it'll get tangled up and it's cheap, so they just cut it off, and then it goes into the ocean, and then turtles, seals, dolphins, I lose track of all my marine life, but everything gets stuck in it, and it's not that great. Because they can't get out of it, and it usually takes somebody having to save them to figure it out. It is a sea dragon. Steve took about, 9 months to make.
So much work has been put into these pieces, from removing the debris from beaches to cleaning it with vinegar and then drilling holes, cutting wires, and stitching plastic together to create these unique and resourceful masterpieces. Nothing is painted. It is all the authentic coloring of the debris when it was washed ashore. It's such a neat and huge undertaking with lots of helping hands, and we definitely want to do our part by simply removing trash from beaches or trails when we run across it. Marine debris can be dropped off at a fisheries warehouse in Bandon or a real estate office in North Bend.
These blue bottles right here, the ones with the blue caps, actually came from the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
What?
And they were recovered from the beaches of Bandon and Port Orford. They're pretty thin. So what will happen is that they'll come in to wash up on shore, nobody will pick them up, and then the tide comes in and just go right back down. It just keeps recycling. So that's why it's important to pick things up if you see them around.
38,000 pounds of marine debris has been processed to make over 80 sculptures, and 95% of the debris is used to make the artwork. Some of their pieces are traveling exhibits at places like the Smithsonian.
And then this here is the rib cage of an adolescent humpback whale.
Whoa. I just couldn't leave their gift shop without bringing something home. I just bought some cereal earrings made out of cereal boxes, which is pretty crazy, and I just wanted to support a good organization. And I got eagles because we saw eagles yesterday. I wanted to get something that I liked. We are going north to the north coast. We're still, I think this is technically the south coast, I think, but we are headed north on the 101. Not really sure if this is the right way. We're trying to find the Yoakum Point State Park hike. No idea where we're at. We made it. What do we think the sign says?
Yoakum Point. Yoakum Point.
I think it's Yoakum Point.
Yoakum. Well, we're gonna go somewhere, whether it be Yoakum or Yoakum. Lead the way. Explorers. Ooh, it's like a cave. I found this 1 mile loop hike by accident when searching for area hikes on all trails, and boy was I glad I did. Since there are a lot of social trails, it's definitely helpful to have the All Trails app help guide you.
It's a neat trail.
It smells like the ocean. I think that's my favorite part. There's lots of routes to trip on, so you gotta watch where you're going. And lots of trails that go off.
I like the foghorn in the distance and the nice wide trail.
There are so many short trails along the entire Oregon coast. Perfect mileage for young hikers. These must be the huge drop-offs. It's like a ways down there, and it really comes through. Look, there's a log down there. Although this particular hike is not recommended for real young ones because of all the scary unfenced drop-offs.
Very dangerous.
There were spectacular views from 2 overlooks, another magical place in Oregon. There is a beautiful lighthouse out there. I'm guessing it may be the Cape Arago Lighthouse. Arago, something like that in the distance. Looks like it's on an island. David's being a good steward and found a can that he's gonna take back to our trash at the car, especially after seeing all that trash at the art gallery, right? That washes on the beach.
Yeah.
Looks like a good seat.
Indians would get trees that had like 2 trees, and they would bend them down, and it would grow like that. Point to a hidden area where there might be like Indian treasure or Indian camp.
We're going under a big bridge. This is cool. We're gonna call it the Coos Bay Bridge. We're trying to drive to Newport to spend the night, but we're really behind, and now we need to find a place to eat along the way. This is the Umpqua River Lighthouse. Oregon Dunes. We are not stopping, but we did catch sight of them. Lots of sand. Harbor Light Restaurant. What did you guys order?
Fish and chips.
Are you guys excited?
Yeah.
I'm the only one that got halibut because I felt like having halibut, Alaskan halibut, even though we're in Oregon. Is yours Oregon cod? Maybe.
I'm sure.
Maybe. We are leaving Reedsport, headed to Newport, and it's gonna take a while. We're crossing the Umpqua River through another really neat bridge. There's a lot of those on the Oregon coast. And it's gonna be dark soon. But at least we have full bellies, happy tummies.
Every golden sunrise breaking through the leaves, songbirds in the morning, an ancient melody. These are the gifts we're given that make life worth living. Never lose the wonder.
This is so cool. Oregon just keeps blowing us away and we can't get where we're going because we keep stopping. This is Heceta Head Lighthouse. It is the strongest lighthouse in Oregon and you can see it 21 miles away. And it is also the most photographed and I can see why. It is stunning. We had lots of mileage to cover in the dark, but the boys are such good little travelers that they fell asleep in the car. We finally arrived at our lodging in Newport at 10:22 p.m. We were very thankful that we didn't have to set up camp. Is it up here? Watch your feet, don't trip. Boys are really tired. They just woke up from 2 hours of sleeping. Oh my gosh, the beach is out there. You can't see it. Some fresh roses welcomed us to our home for the next 2 nights. This 2-bedroom, 2-bath beachfront condo was perfect for us, and we could even see the light from nearby Yaquina Head Lighthouse. We woke up to a rainy, dreary day.
It's always fun to just sit down and read a book. Always fun to build Legos. Tiny Legos.
We all had really good sleep, especially me, and we are having our yummy breakfast. After a quick breakfast, we were excited to check out some more lighthouses, one of which was only 5 minutes away. This is the first thing we've had to pay for because we've been camping at state parks, so the first outdoorsy thing that we'd had to pay for. And is it $7, I guess?
Yes.
I'm excited to see the tide pools because this is going to be the morning that we've come to the beach at the earliest time when the tide is out and low tide is at its best. So I'm really hoping to see some tide pools, some starfish.
I just drive the car. I don't know what I'm hoping to see. Something fun and exciting.
We just got corrected that the proper way to pronounce it is Yaquina Head. Yaquina Head? We actually didn't have to pay anything because our National Parks Pass got us in. So that was fun. As we were arriving, we definitely noticed there were lots more people than any other place we had been. The spectacular scenery and sights of the Central Coast definitely draws the crowds. We're getting on our rain pants over our hiking pants because unfortunately it is still raining. Gearing up. Yesterday we started at Cape Blanco and then we saw the Coquille River Lighthouse and Cape Arago, and we saw Umpqua River. At night we saw Heceta Head, and I don't know that we saw Yaquina Bay. It says it was discontinued. And now we're at Yaquina Head. The Yaquina Head Outstanding Natural Area is definitely outstanding. The headland extends about a mile out into the Pacific Ocean. Not only is the setting amazing, but wildlife abounds, and Cobble Beach down below has plenty of tide pools.
Ooh, look at the bald eagle being chased by seagulls.
Before we even went down the steps to the beach, Steve spotted harbor seals hauled out on the rocks below. Low tide is a good time to see them. At 93 feet tall, Yaquina Head has the tallest lighthouse tower on the Oregon coast. It was built in 1873, and its double-walled tower was constructed with over 370,000 bricks from San Francisco. The lighthouse is one of the most scenic lighthouses along the Oregon coast.
Almost all of these things can be seen down there. I saw some sea lemon nudibranchs yesterday. These tidepool sculpins and turban snails like to camouflage really well, but if you look in one place long enough, you might see some of them moving around. Plenty of urchins and sea anemones down there.
Be extra careful at the tide pools. The tide pool area and Cobblestone Beach are very slippery, so take your time.
Oh wow, look at the beach. Guess that's why it's called Cobble. It's all these rocks.
It didn't take us long to find tide pool creatures. You can spot crabs, sea stars, sea anemones, urchins, snails, and sea slugs. And we were fortunate to see all of these. David found a starfish that had lost one of its legs and was growing it back.
I found a starfish. It's missing one of its legs because it had lost a leg because it has this tiny leg on it, see?
In order to protect the tide pool organisms and your own physical well-being, it's important to walk on bare rocks whenever possible and to touch the tide pool creatures carefully.
It's all sticky. It feels like adhesive when you touch it.
Grabs onto you, right?
It's pretty great that we get to have our own like SeaWorld experience here. Easier than it is. The rocks are really pointed and jagged. It's like a balancing beam every step you take.
It's dangerous walking on these rocks. I just fell. I slid on all the pebbles. Somebody else did too, it looks like. It's important to keep young children close by and to not turn your back to the ocean because sneaker waves can take you by surprise.
The traffic is incredible here, my goodness. This isn't even high season. A lot of stuff's been closed for us, but yeah, there's just a constant stream of cars and RVs, and you can see a lumber truck back there, logging truck.
The Yaquina Bridge. We're backtracking south to the Florence area to go check out the sea lion caves because we heard that that was like a must-see. So we're gonna go see what all the excitement is about. Sea Lion Caves, a quarter mile. Here we come. busy. We're gonna go check out the caves. We're gonna ride an elevator 208 feet down and to see the big cave, the largest sea cave in the world. It's as long as a football field and it's 12 stories high. And usually on average it has 200 sea lions, stellar sea lions. And we're gonna see how many there are today. Who's ready?
Starting out up here, walk to the elevator and take it down. Sea lion cave. Heading down to the sea lion caves. Oh, I can hear them already. Boys, they're all right there.
That's why they're called sea lions.
Yeah, I've heard in like a book that they have a patch of girls and they guard their patch.
A patch? When waiting for the elevator, there is a warning sign to read about the natural hazards of the area. Little did we know that there should have been a warning sign for the elevator too. Enter at your own risk.
Oh, hit the open button, David.
That's the first elevator that slammed on my hand. Really hurt. The stellar sea lion, also known as the northern sea lion, is the biggest of the eared seal family. Males are significantly larger than females and actually have a thick mane of fur, so that must be why they are called lions. That and the fact that both the males and females are very vocal and some of their sounds resemble lion roars. Unlike seals, sea lions can walk with their long front flippers, and they also have small external ear flaps. We had fun watching this enormous male that was roughly, only, 1,700 pounds. While he was quite large, it's crazy to think that males weigh up to 2,500 pounds. Males are quite defensive in protecting their rookeries of females. Our boys had fun narrating the possible scenario that was unfolding before us. There are several different viewing areas, including a view of Heceta Head Lighthouse. Yes, we got sucked into this tourist trap, but it was neat to check it off for our first time to the area. The cave was very loud and stinky. Even if you don't like animals, the Sea Lion Caves is a neat sight for its engineering marvel alone.
In 1932, the Sea Lion Caves were you could get an admission for 25 cents, now a hefty amount of $16.
This elevator took 3 years to complete, and it was opened in 1961. And they made a 70-foot drift tunnel that we're standing in to fit this elevator shaft that was blasted from solid rock. We took the 1-minute elevator ride back up from the caves and made a stop at the gift shop before leaving, which may not have been quick, but was definitely a hit for the boys. So David, the elevator travels 20 stories in 50 seconds.
That's
In just 5 minutes from the caves, we made it to Heceta Head. We have to pay $5 to park to walk the half-a-mile trail up to the lighthouse. Calla lilies are growing here. I don't know if somebody planted them and they spread or what. These are cool. They're huge. We're getting closer. I see the lighthouse through the trees. The one that we saw last night at dark, which was super amazing and cool. Looking back at the sea lion caves. Heceta Head Lighthouse was built in 1892 and is one of the most photographed lighthouses in Oregon. It has the strongest light on the Oregon coast, which made it all the more neat that we got to see it in all its glory on the previous night. We're gonna see if we can find the trailhead for the Hobbit Trail, which goes down to a secluded beach that spans 3 miles, and the trail's only a half a mile each way, I believe. One of my favorite signs, a sign of hikers. And we get to hike on the Oregon Coast Trail. How cool is that?
3 miles?
1/2 mile each way.
1 mile.
1 mile total, that's right. Do you think we'll see Gandalf and go through the Shire? Do you think it goes through the Shire?
I forget, what is the Shire?
The Shire is where the hobbits live.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll see Bilbo.
The Hobbit Trail is a fun little hike, and you actually do feel like little hobbits as you journey to Hobbit Beach. It's great. People said it looked like walking through the Shire. At the rhododendrons. I need to look up what you call them. So cool. Archway of flowers. Most of the coastal hikes start by going down, a good time for eating snacks. But this also means you must climb uphill to get back to your car. So make sure you save enough energy for your return hike. We're almost to the beach. I haven't seen any hobbits yet. We made it! We aren't gonna let the rain stop us from exploring and having fun on this 3-mile beach with only 2 other people. We have it all to ourselves. It's awesome!
What do you find, Crystal?
I found a live sand dollar. They're purple when they're alive, and I'm so excited. I've never seen a real one that's alive. There's all these dead, broken pieces around here, and they turn white when they're dead. But this one is alive. It's pretty good sized. It's so pretty. David found a piece of trash he's gonna carry back. We're gonna be good stewards.
We should always leave beaches and places like this better than we found it.
It's not a whale, it's a blowhole on the side of the cliff. People leave all their trash. Look at these plastic bottles. What was that, like 600 years? That before they're like disintegrated? Our final stop of this leg was to Cape Perpetua, a must-see for the Oregon coast. We definitely could have spent more time here with all the unique and scenic sights.
Bridge over Cook's Chasm. We're looking at the Spouting Horn, which is basically an ocean geyser. The rock has been undercut by the ocean waves, creating a cave, and then the top of the cave gave out. That forces air and water in, and it makes a geyser-like eruption. That was a good one, wasn't it?
Waves breaking on long ledge. Stand back. You could be swept out to sea and drown.
Thor's well is 20 feet deep. The theory behind its formation was it was a sea cave that the top collapsed. Apparently the people down at Thor's well at Cape Perpetua did not read the sign. They're standing on top of Thor's well.
High tide is the best time to come. We were running behind schedule, imagine that, and we arrived a few hours after high tide, but it was still quite neat. Choose safety first, not pictures. Don't get caught by surprise. So much fun, so many cool places to see, but we gotta head back to Newport. Really sad we have to leave this place already, but I'm confident we will find another amazing place to enjoy the ocean and all of its beauty. Join us in our next episode as we continue our drive up the spectacular Central Coast and make it to the popular North Coast. Wait until you see our next big activity, the one we were, or rather I was, most worried about, and where we encountered our wettest weather of the trip. After we survived, we indulged in a bunch of yummy dairy products before checking into our very wet campsite. We want to go to Hobbit Beach. Hobbit Beach, which way do we go, David?
This way.
I don't think you guys should lead us.
And then it goes on to the lighthouse and it's like flat.